All right, it's Monday, March 30, 2015, and I remembered to turn the sound on this time. This is part 2 of the Ryobi battery pack fix. And as you can see, I've got a whole bunch of batteries out here on the bench. I've got 11 bad ones out of the second pack and 4 good ones, or sorry, 5 good ones, so that must be 10 bad ones, all of which had essentially 0 volts on them, and the rest of them had 0.9 to 1.1. I took the 2 highest voltage ones and put them into here. So in this position and this position, I soldered the new ones, as you can see on the bottom. And the only real trick that I've found is that if you leave a little bit of the bridge wire that goes across this flat wire, this stuff seems to be tinned with solder, and so this stuff takes solder really well, whereas the bare bottom doesn't take solder very well, and you don't really want to be spending a lot of time heating up the battery in order to solder it. Besides the explosion that might happen, you don't want to damage the battery by boiling out any of the electrolyte that's in there. On the bad battery, I found the best thing to do is to actually peel this is a bad one, so it's not a problem. Peel the tin bus wire off, which I might not be able to do. This is a heavy one. And the reason I don't want to do that on the good ones is because sometimes you can pull a little hole into the top or bottom of the cell. This is a good one. So you can kind of wind it up. And you can see looks like I made a little hole in the bottom of that battery, which the bad one doesn't matter. But this will be connected to the other side, so I can then straighten it out, and then it will, like you can see on this one, and then it'll stick out over the top of the other cell and hook onto the remnants of the other piece of bus wire, and both will take solder. And I like to clean these and tin them before, so I go through a long process of clean it with alcohol with a brush, dry it off, put some liquid flux on there, put some solder on there to get it to tin. Do that on all the contacts so I don't have to heat up the whole thing to a high temperature before I can get them to stick together, because I don't really want to heat up the battery. So let's see how this one's doing. See if it takes a charge. So let's see what the voltage is before charging. Let's get these things out of the way. These are the junkers. Okay. So we've got 18 volts on this now. Okay, so this is kind of a dead pack. Let's see if I can do something here. Yeah, you get a little bit of rotation there, but it's what you feel when you know it's dead. Okay, and I've got the new pack that I bought last year. Let's see what its voltage is. Okay, so this one I just popped out of the charger. It's got 22 volts. So when they say 18 volts, that's 18 nominal volts. It's really up in the 22 range, and so that means, and that's going really good. So you could run these things probably up to 24 volts as long as you don't run them too long, or certainly 20 volts. Let's see. Let me pop the top on here. and see if the charger likes it. So I'm expecting to see the rapid light turn on, and you can kind of see the red light going there. Let's just leave this in here for 10 seconds. See what happens after 10 seconds. Okay, it's about 10 seconds. It was at 18 volts before. And it came up to 20. So, obviously it doesn't get much charge. Let's see what it does to how this thing operates on 10 seconds. So 10 seconds is remarkably a lot of kick. Anyway, so this is tentatively a success. The only thing I have left to do is to stick it back together. I'm not going to bother to glue these ends on. I don't see how they can move because they're completely captured inside this plastic case, so it doesn't seem like it's worth the effort. They probably glue them together because when they put the ends on there when they're manufacturing it, it probably travels down a conveyor or something. Looks like I need to do a little wiggling. This is the reason that these things don't rattle, I guess. There we go. Oops, forgot little clips. Well, anyway, I'm going to put this in the charger, charge it up, and I expect that it's going to be certainly better than a completely no good battery, but tentatively, since it works pretty good after 10 seconds, I imagine it's going to be a decent battery when it's all done. All right, March 30th, 2015, Ryobi battery pack repair.